Namaste. Hello, welcome. I'm Vanessa Rudge from Being Yoga, and we have an Awaken Peace restorative class today. Restorative means that you might need some props. You might need a bolster. So a bolster, but if you don't have one, then 2 bed pillows will do the job as well. If you have a block, it could be handy. Or you could go with a really thick novel, which I hope you're using at the moment, and then either a towel or a little shawl or something would be helpful. And you can get it set up like this at the back of your mat, having the bolster ready or pillows ready. If you need to go and get them, then you're welcome to do that. So we have, I feel like it's a duty of care as well, that, you know, some people are experiencing incredible anxiety and even depression at the moment, and that perhaps meditation and even these more introspective practices might not be right for the depressed person at the moment. So if you are feeling depressed, you should definitely seek support. I think Beyond Blue are doing an awesome job at the moment. It may be better to just get up and be active and do more exercise. However, if you're all good to go and ready to go inside, to turn within, then that's exactly what we'll do in this practice. So awakening peace, which means I've developed this awakening series a little while ago. So this is the extended remix of the Awaken Peace practice, and incorporating some more restorative poses. So what I love about slow flow restorative is that we can move a little and then drop into stillness, a really deep calm, like 4 p.m. on a Sunday kind of calm. And my dog does it. She did a beautiful example of it yesterday, if you were watching there. So she does like 3 circles around, and then plonks down for her 20-hour beauty nap. So we'll do a little bit of movement, and I feel like that really primes you, gets you ready to drop into the peacefulness. So have two pillows or a bolster and a block. If you have something, just any sort of padding would be absolutely fine, whatever you can manage in your home retreat at the moment. So you can come on into, so be at the front of your mat in this beach pose position. And you're not sitting onto the bolster at all yet here. Just take this rocking side to side and just allowing this easeful movement and allowing the spine to rock and sway. And you can move with the breath. So letting the breath move you, inhaling to one side and exhaling to the other side. And eventually we'll stop on the left side here. So it depends which way you're facing, but coming into deer pose, like this configuration, and then bringing the hands into namaste. Inhaling to circle the arms out and up and bring the palms to touch overhead. And exhaling down through the midline, just this centering gesture. Once more like that, inhaling to expand and lift, and exhaling down through the center. Then turning this into a side bend, so inhaling back up through center and exhale over to the left, so left hand onto the floor, lean left. Inhale back through center and over to the right side. You won't be able to go in as far. Inhaling back up through center, and as you exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back of the body. Reach the knuckles back and lean back if you can, just resting your head onto the support of the shoulders. And then releasing, and take the hands either side and crossing the legs over. So coming into Gomukhasana. And if you can't do this, then you could just go cross legs. If you want more intensity, you could even go with a double pigeon type shape. And then we'll fold forward. So a little bit of a yin stretch. Yin poses are slightly different to the restorative poses. You're probably going to be feeling some sensation there. So yin poses are absolutely perfect for navigating intensity. So allow your breath to start to lengthen, to breathe into that area of sensation. So for me, it's in the outer right hip, and then breathing out any gripping, tensing, holding, which may be through the neck and shoulders or the jaw or around the eyes. Noticing the intensity of the sensation without judging it, without labeling it, without going into the story, the drama, the award-winning drama of it. Just be with the raw sensation and notice how it usually dissipates. This is such a great life lesson, beautiful life lesson that we can take into our life at the moment. So let's then make our way up, and you can take this right leg behind you again, and we'll go into our first restorative pose. So we've got our pillows set up here. We're going to come to lie down onto the pillows, but rather than the pillow at the hip, actually have the pillow more at the middle of the thigh so that your belly can rest down onto the edge of the pillow. You don't have to have this support here. It's entirely up to you, but do take the elbows out. So I've got a microphone. It's hard to lounge over pillows with a microphone. But lay yourself down onto the support, and when you're ready, you can close the eyes if that feels right for you. And as you do that, feel into the support that the bolster is, or the pillows are offering you, and the earth beyond, this wonderful support and presence that she has. And as you feel that support rising up to hold you, you can feel yourself relaxing even deeper still. And feel particularly the belly as you are resting on the edge of the pillow or the bolster there, and let go through the belly. And I mean really let go. There's no one looking. You can let your belly hang and enjoy the softening that ripples through your entire body, and it feels so good to relax this deeply. Yes, you could be aware of the breath, but equally you can be aware of the sounds around you that can take you deeper. A growing sense of ease, filling your being. If the breath is long, let it be long. If it is soft, let it be soft. Trust in the inherent perfection of this moment right now. For those of you comfortable here, you could actually turn your head away from the knees if you wanted to, turning the head around deeper into the twist. A restorative pose is different to the yin pose. Restorative, you really just want to be comfortable. So do what makes you feel comfortable right now. And as this deeper sense of comfort washes over your body, feel all the tiny muscles that are gripping and holding relax. The muscles around the eyes. Let the jaw go slack. And there's this wonderful allegoric twist that's happening right now. This beautiful way of seeing a different perspective. So we're in this supine, onto the belly twist. If you're just joining us. As humans, we have this incredible capacity to see many perspectives. And right now in your life, can you, as you symbolically lay here, can you see a different view? Maybe if it's just that glimpse of peace, a glimmer of peace. In the restorative poses, it's wonderful to be as still as possible. Because like the glass of muddy water that's shaken and then set down, as it becomes still, all of the sediment settles. And in that stillness, clarity emerges. Oh, how wonderful. Perhaps clarity as peace. Perhaps clarity as that perspective shift. So if you have your head turned away from the knees, please turn it the same direction as the knees for a moment. And it's nice in these last few moments of a restorative pose, it's kind of like hitting the snooze button. And rather than needing to get up straight away, you can stay in the stillness. And sometimes, I don't know about you, but for me, it's in those moments after hitting the snooze button that I drop into this deep, sublime rest. So in a moment, we'll prepare to come up. And there is no hurry for this. So simply allowing your breath to start to deepen down into that soft belly. Feel the belly receive the breath in all its fullness, in all its beauty. You can awaken by wiggling the fingers and toes, and then gradually making your way up by pressing the hands into the floor, and slowly make your way up. You might need to wipe a little bit of drool from the corner of your mouth. That's, if you're doing it right, there might have been some drool. So we'll rock again in this gentle swaying rhythm, the same way that a sailing ship might have this gentle rock and gentle lapping of the water. Find your time, your rhythm. This is your practice. So we'll need to go over to the right side now. So going to the right side, so rearranging the legs into this deer pose shape. So you're pointing towards the right corner of the mat. I'll just turn this way so you can see, but you're still pointing to that right corner of the mat. So inhale the arms up through center, and exhale again, just that wonderful centering gesture, hands down the midline. And once more like that, inhaling. And exhaling, it's like all the sediment in that glass of water becoming very heavy at the base. Inhale to take the arms out and up, and then into the side bend. So exhale the right hand down and leaning right, leaning into that for a moment. Inhale back up through center and over to the other side. So not going as far. Inhale back up through center, and with the exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back of the body, reaching the knuckles back and inhaling to open. And then releasing the hands down and crossing the left leg over the top of the right. So remember, you're still facing off to the side and folding out if that's appropriate for you. So Gomukhasana. Remember, your other options are to go legs crossed, or you could stack the legs. This is more of a yin stretch where you're going to be feeling the stretch, probably in the outer hip. You don't want to feel it in the knees. But if you're able to, folding forward, bowing the head down so this busy frontal lobe can cool and dip into the lunar quality, that coolness, that quietness, that receptivity. And in a yin stretch where we're feeling the stretch more acutely, it's nice to become aware of a longer, fuller breath. And maybe via the breath, you can exhale out any hardness, any tension, not only at the site of the stretch, but all our key areas, the jaw, around the eyes, even the hands. We tend to, like we're trying to steer, we tend to unconsciously grip through the hands, and of course the belly, and also the neck and shoulders. So allow all of these areas to soften as you're aware of the sensation without reacting, without responding, simply aware. Perhaps utilizing the breath to, from that area of tension and tightness, exhaling it out like it was a dark smoke, releasing it out. In the last few moments, as I said earlier, these yin poses and the intensity of them can have been a great training ground for everything that we are going through. Yes, we can observe the sensation. We can observe what is arising without needing to act out. So you can then slowly make your way up and uncrossing. So you're going to be turning around now. And remember our pillow or bolster, rather than having it at the hip, you want to have it more at the middle of the thigh and then laying out. And rather than the elbows in close and propping you up, have them out, the elbows out wide. Again, I can't really lie down onto the bolster just because of the microphone. But we're here, and with that soft belly, the bolster receiving the softness of the belly. And you could have the head turned in the same direction as the knees or the opposite direction of the knees. Whatever feels most appropriate, and it may take some time right now just to get yourself settled. Do any fidgeting and that you need to, so that you can again just set that glass down and let it be still, and let the magic happen. Let the clarity be revealed. I was speaking with a friend the other day who usually works in a city, and he was saying that things have changed. He misses his lunch times at the workplace that he had in the city. And in particular, what he used to love doing was going to the art gallery. And in this art gallery, that he would enjoy walking through the front doors and almost instantly being enveloped by all of the sounds and the sights and the feelings that overcame him. The deep recognition. And as he walked it through the gallery, he had a favorite piece of art that was right down at the back of the gallery. And every day he would visit this piece of art, but even though that was his favorite piece, he still enjoyed walking through the many halls, hearing the muffled sounds of voices, of footsteps, seeing all the different other art pieces on the wall, the sculptures, the paintings. And some of them, he appreciated them, but others were quite neutral. But nevertheless, he loved walking through room to room, walking towards the deepest part of the gallery, meandering through with the soft lighting, the many different art pieces that he'd wander past, taking it all in, until he kept walking to the room that had his favorite art piece. And he noticed that there was this perfect couch there, this perfectly placed couch. And so he would sit there and look at the piece of art and admire it, and just allow his eyes to dance all over, taking it all in. And as he did this, there was a profound sense of relaxation that filled his entire being. In this room deep at the back of the gallery. And then, as if getting an inner cue, he knew that it was time. It was time to go. But he would leave feeling incredibly refreshed, rejuvenated from being in this room deep in the gallery, admiring his favorite piece of art. And even though it was a journey to get to the room, even the journey back out, again past all the different pieces, past all the sculptures, the paintings, he seemed to be seeing them with fresh eyes, a renewed sense of ease and peacefulness within him. As he slowly walked back out and into the entrance of the gallery, bidding farewell, and out back into the city and all of the sounds, but with this feeling within, a sensing within the shifts and changes that had happened just from that experience. And as you sense all these shifts and changes that have happened within you, this deeper ease, allow yourself to become aware of the room that you are in, just sensing it, not needing to move or change at all. Sensing the support beneath you. And then allowing your breath to awaken and wiggling fingers and toes, allowing yourself to come back into your body and back into your space. You can, when you're ready to, peel yourself up off your support. Hearing once again the sounds around you. And then making your way up just into a seated position. So you may like to use the bolster now to sit on. Taking a comfortable cross-leg position when you can. And just allowing your head to take these half circles. So rather than taking the head right back, it just brushes over the wall behind you as if there were a wall behind you, and then going back the other direction. So ear to the shoulder, chin to the chest, ear to the other shoulder, and back up. And continuing on. And as you do this, just sense all the weight of the world rolling off the shoulders. We can add in the torso now, these Sufi circles, but just coming back to vertical and then going back the other way. And in this way, it's like the ball that's thrown up into the air and then just pauses for a moment and then descends back down. So just allow yourself to, your body to follow that same pathway. Noticing what you notice, and again, not needing to change a thing. And in that comes freedom. In that comes a peacefulness. And rather than just screeching the brakes and coming to a halt, we'll just take one or two more of these larger movements. And then return to just the neck. So just the neck. Again, this invitation for a releasing through the neck and shoulders, and particularly through the jaw. So separating the teeth and ensuring that you have the teeth apart. A softness around the eyes. And then eventually coming and finding stillness, maybe after a few more rounds. Maybe reducing the movement down and finding stillness. So if you're comfortable sitting here for a little bit longer, if you need to rearrange the legs, that's fine. But let's take the Nadi Shodhana breathing. So index finger, middle finger up to the third eye point and of your dominant hand. The thumb comes to one nostril, ring and little finger to the other nostril, and then inhaling through the left nostril up to the third eye point. And exhaling out through the right nostril. Inhaling through the right nostril. And exhaling left. Continue on like this, a few more rounds. Inhale, left nostril. Feel that energy coming up to the third eye point. Exhale out through the right. Inhale right. And exhaling left. Continue on like this, just for one or two more rounds. Just imagine from your eyebrows and all the way around that is inside of your head. So from the third eye point towards the same point at the back of the head, and imagine that as a calm, still lake with a silvery moon shining upon it. Allowing that calmness, that silvery moonlight reflection to infuse your breath, to infuse your mind, this deep peace. Deep peace. You can then let the hand come back down and pause for a moment. You may like to cross the other leg over in front just so that you're staying comfortable. And then we'll do some more neck stretches. So again, these neck and shoulders can tend to be quite tense at the moment. So go right ear to the right shoulder. I'm not mirroring you, that's weird. Then bring the right hand up. So rather than pulling down on the head, actually just use the forearm and relax down. So this is, the more you relax through the arm, the deeper the stretch will be through your left side neck. So this is part of the do less, achieve more. So the less you do in this right arm, the deeper the stretch. The more relaxation you feel here, the deeper the stretch will be in that left side. If you wanted to add in a little more, you could take the left arm out to the side and maybe take the arm up or down, front or back, just to find that sweet spot. Stay lifted through the chest. Separating the teeth and again softening around the eyes. Take the left hand onto the thigh and then bring the chin to the right collarbone. But imagine that you're going over a tennis ball here. So over and then down. And you can hold on to the occipital bump at the back of the head and just allow a softening down. Again, teeth apart, the weight of the world through the shoulders just falling off like in the same way, same effortless way that a waterfall would flow down towards the base. Let all that tension release through to the base. And then you can use your right hand to lift the head back up, maybe give the shoulders a bit of a roll. It's easy to overdo the neck stretches, so be sensible, especially as we go over to the other side. You've just created all this beautiful length through the left side neck, so reach out and that will help to bring more length. And then remember this left hand, rather than pulling, just relax and let go. Stay lifted through the chest. Separate the teeth. The more this left arm relaxes, the deeper the stretch will be. Sorry, you might lose me here. I'm like a cat on a scratchy pole with neck stretches. So you can use your breath. You can use your mindfulness. You can even use the mantra, calm, calm. So Paul Wilson, in his book Calm, said that for us as Westerners, it's actually a better mantra than Om to use the word calm. So let's go into the second one, where we're going over the tennis ball, chin to the left collarbone. You can relax the right arm down. And maybe just repeating that mantra again, calm, to yourself or out loud. And it's this invitation to allow calm to fill the body. So whatever we are focused on, that's what our experience is. So if we're focused on our anxiety grows more. When we focus on calm, 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 and repeating that, then we've got more chance of arriving in that calm, that peace. Okay, you can then use the left hand to come back up and giving the shoulders another roll. Thank you. I think I needed that more than you. So we have one more restorative pose before Shavasana. I know it's been a busy class, hasn't it? So we're going to take Crocodile. So if you haven't done it before, I'd highly recommend just watching me for a moment. So this is your 2 pillows or bolster, and then the block is up the top. You might like to have something soft over the block like this. And then you can think of it almost like a massage table. So you're laying onto, and the knees come out, and see even my feet are out to the side. Sorry, I'm going to move my microphone up. So then forehead comes onto the
support, and my head is in between the bolster and the block. And then rookie error is often the arms are in too close. So you want this generous space here. Move the arms out as far as you can so that you have this a wonderful pathway to keep that openness that we've just established through the neck and shoulders. So crocodile pose, if you're able to come into that one. Another one, if it doesn't work for you, you could also do this child's pose as well. So child's pose like this with the bolster. Yes, crocodile is usually a very popular pose though, so I'd give it a go. Again, just a good idea to rearrange yourself so that you're comfortable. It's not a yin pose where we're feeling a stretch, we're resetting the nervous system, dropping in, feeling that peacefulness washing over you. Calm, filling your entire body and being. How wonderful. It can be incredibly supportive to have just that little bit of pressure on the belly, similar to a baby being swaddled. It should feel quite comforting, but if it doesn't feel good, then rearrange, please. But when you're ready, again, set that glass of muddy water down to be very still. And as you find that place of stillness, you can feel that deep relaxation coming over you. And as you take a deep breath down into the belly, especially with that exhale, there's a profound sense of ease. In the screen of your mind, you can see or get a sense or imagine yourself walking through the forest. Maybe it's a forest track that you know well, or maybe it's imagined. It doesn't matter. And even if you can't visualize, none of it matters. Just get a sense of the ease that fills you as you walk through nature. A calm stroll, seeing the sunlight dance on the leaves, listening to the sound of your footsteps, the gentle crack of twigs and leaves crunching underneath your feet, the soft, silky touch of the breeze on your skin, the freshness of the air that you inhale. And keep walking, keep walking. And up ahead on the path, you start to notice a clearing coming. And as you get closer, there's more and more sunlight. And you notice this vast field, this incredible grassy field lit up by the midday sun.
And here in the middle of the field, you see a majestic tree, an ancient tree firmly rooted to the ground. And leaves of every colour, from the greenest, freshest buds of leaves to the full-blown emerald green of the vibrant young leaves. And as the leaves then start to turn and you see the colours of the yellow and the autumn leaves, the orangey leaves, and you notice one leaf in particular that it seems just to be dangling. And you somehow get a sense that this leaf has seen plenty on this tree, in its position, and it's had time to connect with the birds that have visited and the critters that have visited into the tree. It has had its share of sunlight, and that this leaf now feels ready to let go. And this leaf then effortlessly, and it floats and drifts, supported by the breeze, down towards the ground to land lightly on the grass. And this leaf, it has a new perspective now. Whereas it had that higher perspective and could see around, now it can see maybe smaller things. It can notice the ants and the blades of grass. And it can get a sense of a whole new world that wasn't apparent to it before. And this leaf, it senses just an ease with this transition, an ease and a comfort, and even a peacefulness as the breeze picks up this leaf and carries it. And it dances across the field and it moves towards a river. And the leaf lands in the river and is then carried along the river, and for a new experience, these rapids and twists and turns and the sounds of the rushing water, and as it navigates its way in through the river and at times into calm, clear ponds where it floats on the water and enjoys the sunlight, and continues downstream, and eventually out into the ocean, out into the infinite expanse of the ocean. And it feels, it senses it's at one, experiences itself as one with the ocean, with a profound ease, a profound peacefulness, floating. And as you sense this floating ease and peacefulness, floating on this bolster, sensing the room around you,
inviting in a longer, luscious breath. Taking in all the experiences with peace and with ease, wiggling the fingers and toes, and as you're ready, then moving up through our hands and knees, and really it's time for Shavasana. So you can simply roll yourself over, and I'd recommend Shavasana with the pillow underneath the knees, and maybe some support under the head like this. And please know that I am simply going to vanish at some point in Shavasana, so you can stay there as long as you like. Stay there as long as you have. But for now, we're here together. From that calm, still lake, reflecting the silvery moon at the crown of the head or at the third eye shimmering, just allow this silver light to move down, to pour down from crown through shoulders, down the arms, and anything that no longer serves you, from the neck and shoulders down through the arms, can be released out through the fingertips. And you start to sense this shimmering light dancing through the neck, the shoulders, and down the arms. In the same way that the moon's reflection dances on the surface of water. Come down now through the chest, from the crown down through the chest, bringing this same dancing light, this same calming energy, cooling, soothing energy. And as it moves through, it releases and dissolves what's ready to go. Moving through the belly, through the pelvis, and down through the legs. And again, perhaps out through the feet. Just any obstructions to that silver shimmering light. If the silver doesn't work for you, just choose a color that represents peace to you, calm to you. Whatever color you have chosen, imagine reaching your hand out and taking a knob or a lever and turning that light up so that your body becomes even more peaceful, more vibrant. And at the same time, you're turning up your own vitality, your robust health. And you take it to a level that's
comfortable for you, that you can handle right now. Bright, buoyant, full. And then you can turn this knob or lever and turn it down a fraction to something that's sustainable for you. This light, this vibrancy within you. But make sure that it's higher than it was before. So not at your full peak, turn down a little to something that you can maintain easily and effortlessly, even in your life. Take this time to bask. Like sunbathing, but bathing in your own light, your own goodness, that innate peacefulness.